Welcome to Design Review, a series where I play a game and dissect its design. We're going to dig deep and learn about the mechanics and aesthetics of a game. This is not a game review in the typical sense. I'm not going to recommend or give a number score. No. Rather than that, this is one part comparables research and one part game company design review meeting. And remember, I only show games that I like and I think are good. All right, first up, we got Deadlink. It was recommended to me by some of my coworkers. The pitch is okay, what if New Doom, except also Hades? So you pick a character, and each character has a different loadout. I have two unlocked so far. You pick a difficulty level, I have one unlocked, and down here are skins. Start mission. So just like Hades, it's arena based. So I open this door. There's a quick hallway, and then you get to an arena. You fight a bunch of enemies until you kill them. The default character or shell has two abilities. This is Q, and then here's F as a stun. You have these balls scattered around a few different places in the level. You hit them, and you get your ammo back. One of the things I like about this ball is that when you get in range of it, it starts glowing yellow. So you can see the difference between when E will hit it and when E will not hit it. You've got these exploding barrels, pretty standard variety, although they are pretty close to Hades in that you shoot them and they don't immediately blow up, they blow up on a timer. There is a primary mechanic that every class has. It's called marking. When you use your ability or grenade on an enemy, you mark them. That's the blue stuff that you see here. And you kill a marked enemy, and then you get shields and ammo back. And then that was my F. Kill them. After you do the F, you get shields and ammo back. Also, if you hit them with a grenade, it will... Yeah, it also does the slow motion thing at the end of a round, just like in Hades. Also, just like in Hades, you start with one dash, and then you can upgrade it. It's one of your first upgrades to two dashes. All right, so typically when you win a round, you get three options. Like you see here, so credits, that's money. Shell upgrade your suit. Heavy weapon will upgrade your weapon. Unlike in Hades, when you pick an upgrade, it just goes immediately to that upgrade. You just picked it. In Hades, you get an upgrade, and then you have to do the fight, and then you get the upgrade after you win the fight. But here, you just get it. It just gives it to you as soon as you open the door. So let's see. What are they? Grip wire does 80. Oh, they have like a skill power. There are ways to increase your skill power, and that increases the damage of your abilities. So it does 80 damage to hooked enemies upon disconnecting the repel. If an enemy is killed shortly after being hooked, the cooldown for grip wire is reset. Oh, I really like that one. Scrambler shocks enemies hit and becomes capable of breaking seatbelts. Yeah, so I'm gonna pick this one. So let me show you what this upgrade does. It's good for clearing out these guys that die in one hit. It's just like Q left click, Q left click, Q left click. But it doesn't work on these big guys because you can't kill them in one hit. So implants, it's one of the main upgrades that you get. So what do you have here? Reduce cooldowns and refill ammo with a shotgun. And they also have passives. So I'm just going to pick this one just to show you how it works. When you get one, you can slot it into one of these four activators. So this on weapon SWAT, if I were to put it here, then it would trigger whenever my weapon is swapped. If I were to put it here, then it triggers whenever I break one of those yellow C-balls. However, you can see that if I try to put it up here, then it says error, energy low, like there's not enough power. There's this power mechanic because swapping weapons, you can do that basically all the time, like once a second. But breaking C-balls, you do relatively less often. So it's like a balancing mechanic. You have this battery thing to say it's a very high power implant. You can only use it on the more rare activator. So what happens if you get an implant and you're already full on implants? Then it goes into your unused implants here. And there's an opportunity in the shop for you to sell that implant back. Otherwise, you can change them out between rounds, between arenas. So I just got this cyclic rate delimiter, and it actually has only a passive. So you can just put it wherever you want. You have to equip it to get the passive. But other implants have an active and a passive. The way it works is if you put it somewhere that it's not supported by the battery, then you can still use the passive, but the active won't work. All right, what are the upgrades we got here? We got MedTech. That'll just restore your health. The challenge is just a challenging enemy. So let's see what Neural Boost is. Yes, just a few passives that you can choose from. These guys are like, their shots actually take so long to go through the air that you can sidestep them, but they can be dangerous in big groups. Oh yeah, right. So we also have this guy. He basically chases. Oh, I'm in a corner. Yeah, so he's like a rushing sort of charging enemy. He'll run at you, or he'll have a bull rush thing going on. And it seems like he's designed to just keep you moving around the arena. They do a pretty good job in level design of spreading out these like these orbs, requiring you to use your movement abilities to pick them up, and forcing you to expose yourself to get more ammo. I mean, the mechanics are that you have to mark enemies before you kill them in order to refill your ammo. And, you know, if you don't do that, you're gonna run out of ammo. You're not gonna be able to shoot people. So it requires you to be active, move around, and not just turtle on one part of the map, trying to hold a corner and peek. And that's the influence that they get from New Doom. Keep you moving forward, moving into enemies, moving around the map. Then we got this enemy. She's like a cyber assassin sort of enemy. She gives you one shot and then she teleports somewhere else. Gives you another shot. Teleports to a third place. All right, and the last area in a zone, you can see at the top right it says area 8 of 9. Last area of the zone is always going to be a boss. There's a shop right beforehand. Let's see the shop. I can restore health, which don't really need, so I won't do that. And then if you decide you don't want an implant, you can zap, you get credits back for it. So this is the boss. This is the intro sequence. Spider! This guy pretty much always attacks you 24/7. You really just have to keep moving around the arena, use these smaller guys as shield regenerators. If you stop and fire at him, it's gonna be a little tough for you. The ammo refilling balls are in challenging spots in this arena. You gotta use double jump, and they really want you to go out of your way. Oh, this yellow thing right here is a temporary shield. A lot of enemies, especially bosses, also have weak points. You can see them highlighted orange. It's pretty standard. Hit the weak point for extra damage. So this room's pretty cool. You can dash inside, and then you're kind of protected in here. But can they hurt you in here, or can they break the glass or something in here? You can also dash back out and... Oh, they just break the glass. Yeah, when they shoot at you, when you're in there. It's kind of a neat space. Oh, this guy's a shield. So let's see. Either it charges you with a shield or decides to shoot at you sometimes. Yeah, he's shooting me. Yeah, he's shooting me now. And then sometimes he'll... Oh! Yeah, he has like a AoE attack. And then sometimes he just rams you with it. I wonder whether grenades will go through the shield. Ow. I think no. But you can stun him out of it. Alright, so I have not gotten this far yet. This is the boss of the second... Hold on, wait. What's happening? Experiment in progress. Okay. I want to be an experiment. Download shell. Oh, it's a new shell. Okay, so it's a new... Okay, so this is how you find the third shell. The first shell you just got by doing 10 combat encounters, and this is how you find the second one, apparently. Okay, so this is the second boss. Looks like a guy who dashes at you and has a big shield. Feels really good to dodge these. The timing, like, exactly, and size exactly matches my dash. This feels good. Okay, so he pounds the ground and there's a big shockwave that comes out. Ow! Holy cow, I'm not sure what I have to do to dodge that. Maybe jump? Yeah, I have to jump. Oh, cool, my bullets actually bounce off his shield. I don't think they damaged me, though. I'm about to die. And I'm dead. Okay, so let's check out the progression. So during the game, there are two types of progression. There's exchange provisions, basically XP, get these little red cubes, and you could spend them on this screen when you get the cubes when you kill stuff. When you finish bosses, or sometimes as like a reward for a room, you get these Turing tokens, and they're many fewer, and they unlock, nicer stuff. These are upgrades I've gotten so far. So damage boost, reinforced armor, just to give you a whirlwind tour here, extra dash. This is better stuff at the beginning of a run. This is unlocking stuff in the shop, better stuff at the start of a run, higher quality fire weapons, more credits. And then these are specific upgrades for each of the classes, or shells they're called in this game. Once I get Turing tokens, I can unlock the next row of upgrades. Although I would like to see them show all of the future possible, like the total number of them. Like, I want to know how many there are going to be so I can see how much progress I'm going to be able to have. I also want to show that some of these require both XP and Turing tokens. It's actually a lot of XP. I still haven't figured out this. I think, hold on, let me see. There's 2 bips in it. I think, is it because I've already unlocked? Oh, I think it's, so it's the total number. Yes. Total number of items in this category that you have. So I have 1 item in this category, and so I have 1 BIP up here. So so they're encouraging you to get many items instead of focusing all of your resources into 1 item. So actually, let me test that theory. So if I get this, it should go up by 1. Yep, and it did. And then if I get it again, it should go up to 2, another 1, which it did. Cool. So I played a little more, and looks like I got enough Turing tokens to unlock this guy. Let's see what he does as well. Prevent combat. Okay, so 1 extra life. Bonuses available at the start of a mission. Better electric weapons, just like fire. Reroll rewards, same as in Hades. And then these are all upgrades for these particular shells. Cool. Okay, this is the second shell that you get, the Hunter. Let's see what it does. I've got a pistol that actually has a really fun fire rate. And this thing, it's like kind of reminds me of the Dead Space thing. It's like something like this in Dead Space. My Q is really fun. I swap places with the enemy and then blast them. I think it's cool. It puts you exactly facing the thing that you have to shoot at. It's pretty satisfying. My F is great for, let me find a big group of enemies here. I press it and I'll fire at the decoy and then All right, this is the third shell, the engineer. So let's see not bad. The first few shots are a little bit more accurate and then it gets less accurate. And then we also have, a grenade launcher. Oh, you can early detonate with the right click. Yeah. All right. We definitely got some TF2 vibes in here. Here's the cue. It makes 1 poor sap regret his life decisions. And it just stays on 1 enemy until you're done. Then you have a turret. It marks enemies nearby and then, does turret stuff. Looks like it also marks enemies far away if it hits them. Definitely TF2 vibes. For me, the broad strokes of I guess feedback that I would have for this one is that it felt like they took a lot of designs straight out of Hades, without thinking critically about how those designs might work in a single player game, like why they were there in Hades the way they were, and how they might need to be adapted and changed for the first person context that you have here. I'll give some examples of that. But I mean, overall, a really well designed game, and everything I'm about to say is, I mean, you could put it squarely in the nitpick category. From my taste, as you could pretty much call this game a movement shooter, there is a lot of geometry that you can get stuck behind. Like, you can get stuck back here behind this arcade, and in a first person shooter, the way I see it, one of the biggest problems is getting people to look in the direction that you want them to look. You can only look in one of the, 8 cardinal directions. And so the biggest weakness in a shooter is things that are out of your field of view, right? A lot of shooters built around that. And in a shooter where you have to constantly be firing at enemies, you might not be able to see what's behind you. So, this arcade machine just basically pops up into your field of view, and suddenly I want to go left, and I can't anymore because when I look at the world, if you just squint your eyes as a player, you may simplify this into very large, broad shapes, right? This is all one big flat wall. It's all one big flat wall. I can walk right through these garbage cans, so this is actually one big flat wall. Maybe the level designer realized that the player treats this in their mind as one big flat surface that they can just run past, but not with the arcade machines. They're not one big surface. So you get caught up in this game on a lot of geometry sometimes, under things, under overhangs. You could argue that there's some aspect of like you have to learn the levels. That's part of the skill is knowing where in the levels. It's part of the how you get better at the game. The double jump, I don't know, it just feels a little bit wimpy. If I were to guess why they did that, you first of all you want something to upgrade, and then you also want to require the player to move around using the movement mechanics of the level, like punching these balls gives you a little bit of distance on your jumps. So I get that, but at the end of the day, you still have kind of a wimpy double jump that doesn't go very high. I shouldn't have a jump where I feel like I could, on a good day, jump higher than that in real life. you know, Games are wish fulfillment, and you want the player to feel stronger in the game at the least than they do in real life. So I also wonder why they put the effort into making these little joining rooms between each area, between each arena. It's cool. I mean, I guess it's nice to feel the sense of walking from place to place, traveling through the map instead of, in Hades, you open a door and you basically teleport to another arena. You don't get the sense that you're traveling through a large continuous area that you're proceeding through as much as here. But I don't know if that's worth the cost of building out all of this. Level designer has to make all this stuff, you know an artist has to art it. It expands the amount of work level designer has to do, 20-30% or something like that. I might have thought about yeah, look at this. If you cut all this, you can, focus on making the actual arenas better. Also, another thing I'd like to see is a lot of the upgrades here are just basic, damage increased by 5%. Not terribly exciting. I could see if this was done. Game developers are always short on time, and so having stuff like this in there, makes a lot of sense production wise. But like Hades does the same thing by saying damage output increase for attacks to the rear. In this game, maybe you could do, a damage output increase for attacking marked enemies, just something to spice it up a little bit. I think the game needs some kind of balancing where you're always able to make use of any upgrades that you get from completing a room, not just I fully intend to turn this into money later. They can get unlocked as you do different things, and then you have more places to put your implants. But as it stands, your implants kind of just build up here if you don't have things unlocked. So you get to a point in a run where you're getting implants, but you don't have any activators to put them on. You're just going to sell them because you don't have anything to use them for. They're really just money at that point. And then once you've bought the health, you've sold everything you don't want, unless you get some of the unlocks here, some of the progression unlocks. There's really not much to do in shops, unfortunately. I'd like to see more in the shop, even in the earlier run, even when you don't have the stuff unlocked. I really wish there were more activators here. For I feel like they could be more exciting. You find a lot more exciting stuff when you successfully dodge an attack. Something activates when you kill an enemy. I don't know. You could be really creative here, have a lot more stuff, and get really interesting. So yeah, that's Deadlink. There's even a lot more game here that I haven't even covered. Like I haven't gotten the fourth shell or got to the third area of the world. So there's plenty more there. Like I don't even know what this infinity symbol is up here. So yeah, if you like what you see, the link to the Steam store page is in the description. So thanks for watching. I've been trying for a while to figure out what use I'm going to make of this channel now that I'm done with math, and I think I I think I really like this format. I think I might stick with it. It'll be hard for me to update regularly and often, but I'm going to try and get one in every once in a while. The thing I like about it is, for one, it helps encourage me to, play games, and that's important because as a designer, one of the best ways to get better at games is to play a lot of games and talk about them with other people. Some of the best designers I know, they do this really often whenever a game comes out. They play it and they just talk about its mechanics and talk about what they think they could improve. So thank you. I hope you like Deadlink, and please let me know if you want to see a game or if you have any thoughts on the format. This one was kind of spur of the moment, so the quality bar is a bit lower. But if I keep doing this, then I will find some way to better mic, better recording setup. I made a mistake while recording, so I wasn't even able to get the sound. So we'll get all that sorted out in subsequent videos. See you next time.